don't realize it, but literally just attracting what you want is so simple. That car you want, the house you want, the lifestyle you want, having that in your life is simple, and it's 99% up here. Okay, what's good, y'all? My name is DiMaggio. A lot of you guys probably already know who I am. If you don't, I'm literally a young entrepreneur. I started my entrepreneurship journey at 16. From that, I've literally managed to get multiple cars. This is one of them that I paid cash for. I have a penthouse, just a lot of different stuff. You get what I'm saying? A lot of material stuff. But a lot of you guys don't realize that this material stuff pretty much comes from, all glory to God, but your mind, okay? What is going on in your mind every day is a good explanation of what's gonna happen in your life, okay? Have you guys ever thought of somebody and thought about what are they doing? What if they text me right now? And then all of a sudden they text you. Those kind of things are not just coincidental. That just doesn't happen, okay? Those type of things you attract. And I believe it says something about that in the Bible as well. What you guys follow, I follow the Bible personally. And I believe it says something like that, where it says, watch what you think about, because you'll end up, you get what I'm saying, attracting that kind of stuff. Somebody dropped that verse in the comments. Don't quote me on that exactly, but it says something into that, and it's true. You guys literally need to realize that if you're thinking negative, okay, you're thinking with scarcity, okay, such as scarcity can be, you feel like that there's a limited amount of something, okay? Example of thinking with scarcity that I used to think about a lot is when you get jealous of people, or when you get envious, or when you want what somebody else has, that's thinking with scarcity. Why? Because that's thinking that they have that and you can't, okay? That's thinking with a limited mindset of, oh, he's getting money. You get what I'm saying? I never really got that mindset, and I used to have that mindset back in the day of, I used to think that if people are succeeding, that means I can succeed. When you guys need to realize that somebody's getting money, or somebody's getting the car you want, there's a million other cars you can get. They're printing money every day. You can get more money every day, okay? But thinking with that mindset of, oh, they have it, so I can't. No, okay? It should be, they have it, so I'm getting motivated by it. That is one of the first times I experienced a change in my life, is when I made that mindset change, okay? When I got closer to God and I made that mindset change, and I realized that there's unlimited stuff in this world. God has placed everything here because we can get it, okay? You guys need to realize that the stuff that you feel like is not possible to obtain, think of the most craziest car you want to get, the most house you want to get, the craziest goal you want to achieve. That is possible, okay? Because if it was not possible, you would not be able to imagine that in your head, okay? You guys need to realize that instead of thinking with that scarcity mindset of, oh, somebody else is doing it, so I can't do it, you need to think, if somebody else is doing it, how you doing? You need to think, if somebody else is doing it, then that means I can do it too, okay? Anytime you're thinking with, you feel like like I said, things are limited. I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but you feel like things are limited. That's not doing anything for you except messing up your mindset, right? And you guys need another part of the law of attraction is watching what you say, okay? Because a lot of people, they have a problem with letting jokes come out of their mouth. They have a problem with letting things come out of their mouth that can potentially ruin your life, okay? And the reason I said it is, I'm not even gonna say it, okay? But so many people have been saying things nowadays that literally, bro, you don't realize it, but a lot of the things that's come out of your mouth, you don't realize it's happening until it happens. You get what I'm saying? I remember I used to be back in the day, such as, say this, right? Say you call yourself I'm not gonna say it, but say you call yourself, it starts with the L, okay? You're gonna eventually start to notice losses the more you keep saying that. And it's weird, it's very weird. And it's like, what you speak, you eventually, you literally eventually become that, if that makes sense. And it makes sense because think about it. And I know I'm getting really biblical because that's where I come from. God made the world through speaking, right? Okay, of course he put in other work we don't even know about, but it said that in the Bible, he spoke it into existence, okay? God made us in his image. So if we're speaking things and we're saying, oh, I'm this or I'm that, and you're just joking around saying, oh, you get what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying, where people say they're laughing, but they say, oh, you guys need to watch what you're saying, bro, because a lot of that stuff turns to reality, okay? And you don't know why certain things happen because you don't really know what's coming out of your mouth. So you really need to make sure everything that's coming out of your mouth is either something you want to become or purposeful for something else. And that's what helped me get to where I'm at right now, because I stopped just like those jokes, bro, I really try to stay away from, where it's just, even if it seems like you're just joking or you know it's not true, like you really need to watch that, because like the stuff that you can attract just by saying that, and this isn't some type of you get what I'm saying, weird stuff I'm talking about. This is legitimate biblical stuff that, like, watch what's coming out of your mouth, okay? Because I believe that when we say certain things, like, we eventually start to believe that, right? Have you ever, I know this is very weird, but have you ever told yourself a lie or told somebody a lie and you eventually forget the truth because you told somebody that lie? That is an example of law of attraction, bro. Okay, because you eventually start to believe that, and everything you believe will eventually happen. So you need to really watch what you're thinking. You get what I'm saying? Watch what you're saying, because your brain does not understand the difference between a joke and real life. Okay, that's exactly why you experience a dream and you feel like that's real life. That's it, bro. There was this one time I had a dream about somebody, and like that next day it felt like they actually did what they did in that. You get what I'm saying? Like they actually did what they did in that dream. Okay, because your mind does not know the difference between something happening and something that doesn't. Okay, and it also doesn't know the difference between something you're saying and something you really don't mean, even though you're sitting here joking around. Okay, so you really need to watch the stuff you're saying. Just because it's a trend does not mean you need to say it, especially what y'all be saying on, you get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it. I've never, out of all the videos I made, y'all will never catch me saying on God. I just don't say it. That's not what I do. I always feel weird about saying that. A lot of people normalize saying that, but that's just one of the examples of something that should not be coming out of your mouth. If you're trying to attract success, you're trying to get success, that's just stuff that should not be coming out of your mouth. You get what I'm saying? And I get, you're probably thinking, DiMaggio, bro, you're taking this way too serious. Like, DiMaggio Voss, yeah, he's an entrepreneur. You're taking this too serious. Bro, I'm not. I'm literally telling you because I used to say stuff like that. I used to do stuff like that, and I used to see the results of it. Okay, I went from being broke at 16 2 years ago to literally getting here. You get what I'm saying? All glory to God, like I said, but it's really just mindset. You can put in all the work you want to do, but y'all don't realize it's mindset. Okay, and the other thing I want to say about that is mindset literally has a lot to do with success. Okay, because you got to realize it. Before these keys, okay, right here were made, guess what? They were in the head. Before these cars were made, they were in somebody's head, and it was an idea at first, and that idea came to life. So you need to realize everything in this world, a lot of this stuff everything is from God, but a lot of this stuff has to do with mindset. A lot of this stuff started as ideas in the head that eventually turned to real life. So you really have to look at what's in your head. If you're trying to get successful, look at what's in your head. Are you thinking negatively? Are you thinking with scarcity? Are you thinking with jealousy, envy in your heart? Because a lot of that stuff, that's going to eventually lead up to your outcome, okay? Because that's an idea already in your head. So you need to realize that if you want things to change, things have to change up here first. It's not going to change by you putting in more work. It's going to change by up here, you changing up here. Because like I said, everything that's made, okay, was by something that is not seen. So you always need to fix your mindset. You get what I'm saying? Trust in God, have faith in God, follow Jesus, and you'll be good, y'all. So that's pretty much all I wanted to tell you guys. I know you guys have been asking for like business help, stuff like that. If you guys are interested in getting mentored by me for like e-com, I do e-com, so it's like running online stores. If you guys do want to get into that, I have a lot more modules in there about mindset, stuff like that. I also teach you how to run a business step by step. I'll leave the application below to sign up. It's a perfect opportunity if you wanted to get into business. But I love y'all. I hope this video helped. And yeah, we're gonna drop some more. So let me know if you guys want to see more e-com vids, lifestyle vids, mindset vids. Like I said, mindset is really not my thing, but I'm decent at it because, like I said, I noticed the main thing that changed before I got successful was mindset. It was not my work ethic, okay? It was not my work ethic. Of course, your work ethic will grow as time goes on, but it was really just the mindset. I stopped being jealous of people. I stopped thinking envious. I stopped just comparing myself to other people. I started thinking more abundantly. I just started, you really start to get wisdom from God. You get what I'm saying? Once you start to get a better mindset, you get what I'm saying? You stop going to parties. You stop just lusting after girls all day. You stop just doing stuff that you know is not going to get you to the person you want to be, okay? I hope this video helped, and I might make a part 2. So if you guys want a part 2, comment. Like I said, if you guys want more videos like this, comment what videos I should drop. Peace. Love y'all.